let's talk about the importance of knowing your market value. I'd like to know your answer to this question in the comments below. And before we begin, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to slowly start to grow your problem-solving mindset. Now, let's get down to business. I've broken this question of why it is so important to know your market value into 3 separate factors. And each factor is broken into 3 separate parts. And today, we will focus on the second part, or factor number 2, its root causes, and 2 tips to fix these root causes. And so factor number 2 of why you should know your market value is because that can give you leverage into how you can increase your value at your existing job, right? And not knowing your value may put you at a slightly disadvantageous situation where your company can choose to underpay you, but you wouldn't know that if you wouldn't know what you're worth. And to understand this better, let's dive into the first root cause, which is the fact that getting a pay raise that is adjusted for inflation isn't really a raise. It's just a market adjustment. Let's say between last year and this year, you may have more experience and bring more value to the job every day, right? And if your current employer doesn't take that into account, then your value hasn't been really acknowledged and your pay has not increased based on the growth in your value, right? But to fix this root cause, the first tip that I'll share with you today is that gather as much evidence as possible on how you exceeded targets and write how some make a list of some of the things that you can use as talking points that you can share with your manager to demonstrate why you are worth more compared to how much you are currently being paid. Now, let's look at the second root cause, which is the fact that employers who do not set goals, milestones, and bonus structures around those targets are not compensating their employees fairly, even if the salary is increasing by a small amount. So not setting these milestones ahead of time can be detrimental, especially for employees, which can be a sign that their employer doesn't value their service and efforts as much as an employee values the company. And my second tip to fix this root cause is that speak with your manager about how you can set goals that can possibly tie to certain targets that the company is trying to accomplish. And if you achieve or exceed those milestones, are you going to be eligible for additional bonus depending on the results you deliver? And if you see, if you don't ask, you don't get, right? So if there is no bonus, ask how much or how you can position yourself for a bonus. And if there is a bonus structure, ask how you can exceed those milestones to get a better bonus next time, right? And these are some of the pieces that make up the second factor. Now, in part 3, we will discuss the final factor, its root causes, and some additional tips. But before we move forward, my question to you is, what would you do to fix the root causes we just talked about? Think about it and leave a comment below. And if you enjoyed this particular exercise, consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel to slowly grow your problem-solving mindset. I will see you in the next exercise.